How's it going, everyone? I think it's time for an update video. In my first most advanced 1v1 arena, I showed you how to create a build reset with bots. In my second most advanced 1v1 tutorial, I showed you how to make an automatic reset. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a really simple push button build reset. I'm also going to show you some tips and tricks that you have never seen before, and also show you how to do a larger area build reset as well. This tutorial is super simple, and no matter your skill level, you will be able to build it, so let's go. Before we start the video, hit that like button, it really goes a long way, and also hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. If you would like to support me even further, you can use code Immature in the item shop at checkout. Thank you. All right, let's start building. Start making your 1v1 ramp. Hopefully you guys have already got a 1v1 arena made, but if you don't, I actually made a tutorial on how to build the most advanced 1v1 2.0 from start to finish, everything you need to know to make a fully functional 1v1 arena. I'll leave a link to that in the top right if you guys want to check that out. And if you've already done that tutorial, this mechanic is plug and play. So if you follow these directions, it's going to work in that island. Anyway, let's get started. All right, first thing we're going to do is grab a button device. Now interact with it, reset delay 1. If you want it to make a sound when you press it, keep this enabled. I'm going to disable it, change the interaction test, type build reset. Visible during game, this is going to be your preference. Then come down here, when interact with, transmit on 1. And that's it for the button device. I do want to show you something real quick. If you don't like the aesthetic or the look of this button, you can actually make any object a button. You can make it look really cool, match it with your theme of your map. If you do that though, come in here, turn visible during game to no, and interaction radius, turn this on 0.5 or 7.5. You'll see this like little blue circle. This is kind of the area you have to be in to press this button, and then go into like your gallery, find a button you want to use, place it over that button or just kind of in that area, and when you start your game, you'll kind of see this is the button now. Yeah, so you can make anything you want look like a button. Just an FYI. All right, now if you guys did follow the most advanced 1v1 2.0 tutorial, you guys are done. That's all you had to do is just add this button and make it interact on 1. So you guys are done. Anyway, the next thing we're gonna do is go back into our inventory, go under device tab and grab a trigger device, interact with it, and copy these settings. Turn trigger player off, trigger by sequencer. Also, by the way, if you don't see these settings, make sure you're on all options. Time to trigger 1, turn the sound visible, trigger on 1, and when trigger, transmit on 2. All right, just copy this. Then you're gonna come down here. You're going to disable this, enable on game, turn to disable, and enable on 2. And then when trigger, transmit on 3. Okay, now it's gonna get easier. We're just gonna copy this. I want you to interact again and go up to the channels only tab, then enable on 3, when trigger, transmit on 4, okay? And so on. Just keep copying it and change the settings. Now each of these triggers represents one reset. Now if this is a fresh island, you won't have to worry about this, but if you're adding this mechanic onto your island, go under my island and look in your channel browser, right? I want you guys to look at what channels you have free. These are all the channels we just used. See what channels you have free, and the reason I'm telling you this is because that's going to determine how many actual resets you can have in your map. And there is a max. Right now we have 150 channels we can use in creative, but you can't actually have 150 resets. The next device we're going to be setting up, the explosive device, actually has a max where you can only use 100 of these. The reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to keep that in mind. To keep this tutorial short, I'm just only going to set up 5, but again, I expect you guys are going to want to put 20, 30, 50, or even 100 resets in your map. If you don't have that many channels, don't worry. I'm going to show you guys how to get an infinite reset mechanic anyway, so it's not that big a deal, but just keep copying and go 1 on your enable and go 1 on when triggering, transmit on setting. Okay, next up, let's grab the explosive device. Place it down. I'm gonna resize it and make it as small as possible. It's not necessary, it just makes it easier to handle and see when, especially when you're dealing with a lot of these, right? Interact with it. Health, indestructible. Blast radius, you're gonna wanna turn to 5. Player damage, you're gonna turn to 0. Structure damage, you're going to turn to 5,000. Damage indestructible buildings, this is important, keep that on no. Your knockback, turn to off. Play audio, that's going to be up to you if you want to hear a loud boom every time. Signal you're destroying resets, you can keep that, but I don't like it. Put visible game to no and turn collision off. I turn play audio off, and now explode when received from on channel 2. And you guys are gonna see a theme here. Copy it, paste it above. I'm on grid snap 16. This doesn't really have to be organized. These all can be around the surrounding area. It's not a big deal. So after you copy it, interact, go back to your channels only, and on explode when receiving from, click once. And you're gonna keep doing this for how many resets you have, right? And 7. So your last trigger channel that's showing up on the faceplate should be the last explosive device. The channel number should match with the trigger device. So like I said, I've only shown you guys 6, but you can set up to 100 of these. Now we need to place this kind of in our 1v1 or reset area, however you're going to use this mechanic. I want to show you guys kind of a really cool tip though. Look for the capture area device and just place it down, interact with it. Capture radius, I want you guys to turn to 5, and then I'm going to make it a color that's easier to see. Okay, the reason I'm showing you this is if you look here, we set this to blast radius to 5 tiles, and we set this capture area to 5 tiles. What you can do here is you can cut it and kind of just put it in this vicinity, and you can multi-select, click that button, and you can multi-select multiple items, then just cut, right? So now this is our 1v1 area, right? We can actually put this up here, and you can kind of see how far this blast radius is going to reach. And if you want to know how high it is, you can actually just copy this, rotate it, and you'll see how high this blast radius is. So that's just kind of a quick tip to see, you know, how far your build reset is going to reach. We're almost done actually. It's a pretty simple mechanic to set up. Obviously I'm going to show you guys some more advanced things to add in also to make your map look a lot better and have a reset counter and all that good stuff. But I want to show you guys an important setting. Go to my island and under settings, you guys are going to see environmental damage. It's default to all. This is important that you want to have this off, and I'm going to show you why. Let's keep it on all. So let's just put our ramps or 1v1ing. What's going to happen here? It's just going to destroy all your builds, everything you have in your island that you've built, unless you've used the indestructible gallery. But anyway, it's important to have environmental damage to off so that does not happen. All right, let's set up a button reset counter. Go back into the creative tab under devices. You're going to look for a tracker device. Let's place it down. Let's track off of channels. Now your target value, this is important. So the number of resets you have is going to be this number. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resets. You know, if you have 100, you're going to put 100 in here, but just to show you guys, I'm going to put 6. Assign on game start, yes. Sharing all. When targets reached, complete tracker. Now show on HUD, you're going to want yes. And then on tracker title, this could be your map, code, or use code immature. And then right here, you're gonna say build resets or resets remaining, or use your imagination. Keep show progress on total. Now increment progress when receiving from channel 1. If you guys are trying to use this infinite reset mechanic, then what I need you guys to do is look for an empty channel. So now that you have all your resets set up, say you used 100, you're going to want to use channel 102, I think, or whatever free channel you have in your channel browser. I'm going to use 150 just to make this easy, but when complete, transmit on 150, and I'll explain that in a minute. All right, now that it's set up, let me show you how it looks. So on the top left, you'll see it says build resets 0 out of 6. Every time you press this button, it's going to increase. So we have 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 4 of 6. You guys get the point. All right, let's set down some HUDs. Go back into your inventory under devices, find the HUD message device, place it down. Type in build reset. This is optional, you don't have to do this. Turn time from round start to off, display time 3. You can put textile whatever color or size you want. Pick a sound. I usually put it to top center. Again, that's your preference. And then show on channel 1. So every time you press reset, everyone in the island is going to see this build reset text. Now for the infinite resets, we have to put down a round timer device. Under the creative tab, look for a round settings device, place it down. Come in here, select keep items between round to yes, keep resources to yes. If you have resources on infinite, this isn't gonna matter. Reload, restock, yes. Then end round, put on 150 if you're following this tutorial. But basically whatever you have set in this when complete transmit, whatever channel that is, that needs to go here. Go back into your settings, go back into game, and I want you guys to put rounds to 100. Go to the bottom and put elimination score to 1. This is not really necessary, but if you guys want a HUD on the right of your screen showing the score, then you want to do this. Go under user interface and then turn off this game winner display to don't show. Turn everything to don't show for display times. HUD info to score. This is going to show up on the right. You'll see in a second. And then your win condition. This is not going to matter, but you can also use elimination. So if you press menu, you can see everyone's eliminations. And the last thing that's very important is game start countdown clock. Its default is 3 seconds. Turn that to off. Just to give everyone a warning HUD and tell everyone in the lobby that there's only one more reset. Let's go grab that HUD device and copy it. Come in here, write last build reset. Change the sound, make it different, and then show when receiving from. For us, it's going to be 6, but basically whatever your last channel is for your reset, just go 1 back. Right? Because after this last reset, it's going to essentially end the game. So you just want to go 1 channel from your last reset, which for us is 6. Also, another important setting is turn message priority to critical. All right, let's start it up. Let's check it out. So our builds are resetting like normal. So now we're on our last reset, so we should get a last build reset HUD, and then after we press this last one, it's going to end our game. It's going to start it right back up, and you have all your resets back again, and you're good to go. I mean, that's how you get an infinite reset. I mean, you can set this up for 100 resets, and then when those are done, you're good to go. And that is basically the tutorial. It's that simple. The last thing I want to show you guys is if you are trying to make like a free-for-all and you want like a larger scale reset so it breaks builds all over your map, it's pretty simple. Again, grab that capture area device, copy all of your explosive devices. I do want to note, if you have 100 explosive devices though, this isn't gonna work. You can only have a total of 100 of these, right? So technically, if you're trying to do a full area reset, you can only have 25 of these. The workaround for that though is you can use an objective device, but the problem with the objective devices, it will destroy everything in your game. Even though we have environmental damage to off, it doesn't matter. It's going to take everything out. So that's why I avoid using the objective device for that reset. But if you want to do that, one workaround is you can use the indestructible galleries right here. Those won't get destroyed. But anyway, what you're going to do is you're going to multi-select again, grab these, cut, and you're going to use that capture area to kind of fill out the whole area that you want destroyed. And so you see there's kind of a gap here. So this part right here, if there's builds here, they won't get destroyed. So you're going to want to close that up. And see, there's a gap there. So, you know, make sure there's no gaps in between your circles. And we can kind of see right now in the sky how far this goes. So let's just put some ramps here. But I also want to put some ramps outside of this circle. All right, let's press our reset. So see, it reset everything in this circle, but it did not reset what's outside. But basically that's how you do a larger scale, more area build reset. And again, once you're done, make sure you get rid of those capture devices. And that is the tutorial, guys. I really hope you guys learned something. If this video helped you out any, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Please leave a comment on what tutorial you would like me to do next. If you had any trouble with this tutorial, you can get help on my Discord, Creative Juice. It's a Discord made for creators to get help and to meet others and to help each other grow and get better and creative. There'll be a link in the description. That's gonna do it for this video. I'm Immature, and I'm out.